Recently in golf, a rule has been changed about putting. Now you're able to leave the flagpole in the hole if you choose. Our project tests whether or not leaving the flagpole in the golf hole makes it easier to make the putt. Of all of the variables when playing golf, we will be testing how the distance from the hole affects whether the ball goes in the hole with and without the flagpole. During our experiment, we used a speed meter, which is a device that is used typically to tell golf course keepers the speed of the green. But we used it to create a consistent initial velocity, so that the only variable in our experiment is the distance from which the ball starts rolling. Our hypothesis is that because there is a collision with the flagpole, more shots will be made with the flagpole in than with the flagpole out of the hole. When performing our experiment, we first acquired a speed meter and measured the necessary constants such as the mass and diameter of the ball and the diameter of the hole. First, we tested the speed of the green using the speed meter. We wrote the ball from the speed meter on the flat part of the green and measured the distance traveled. This was later used to compute the friction of the green. Next, we left the flagpole in the hole and wrote the ball using the speed meter from 1, 2, and 3 feet. We video recorded whether or not the ball went in the hole. In our analysis of these shots, we first found the deceleration of the green using kinematics, initial velocity using work energy equations, and final velocity using kinematics again. Finally, we found the height of the ball as it dropped into the hole. If the center of mass was above ground once it hit the back of the hole, the ball will roll out. If it was below ground, the ball will stay in the hole. Based on this assumption, we predicted that the ball will fall into the hole if the distance was greater than 4.55 feet. We did not end up testing this distance because as you got farther away, it was harder to aim the speed meter at the hole, and thus a lot of our misses were attributed to human error. Here is the video of the experiment we conducted. Here is a depiction of our data. The green boxes are the shots we made, while the red boxes are the shots we missed. As you can see at 1 and 2 feet, we made 90 to 100% of our shots with the flagpole, but only made 20 to 40% of our shots without the flagpole. As the speed meter got farther away, we saw more data like we see here for 3 feet. Only 60% of the shots made it in with the flagpole, and only 40% made it in without the flagpole. We again attributed this decrease in percentage to error in accuracy. Overall, we think that having the flagpole in the hole increases the likelihood of the ball going into the hole. But for humans in the real world, it would be extremely hard to hit the ball in the center of the pole every time. If the accuracy of your shot was off, we noticed that the distance the ball traveled when missed was shorter than using the flagpole than without it. Thus we think, when putting from a larger distance, it would still be better to leave the stick in because it would give you a closer second shot. There are also several variables that we did not take into account, such as wind, angle of putt, angle at which you hit the ball, moisture of the green, uphill and downhill putts, and so on. More experiments are needed to come to conclusive results on this theory, but based on this first trial, if you are on a putting green anytime soon, our recommendation is to leave the flagpole in the hole.